Who are the Turkmens? Turkmens are a Turkic people of ancient Oghuz origin, constituting the main population of Turkmenistan and living in several countries in Asia and Europe. The total number of Turkmens worldwide exceeds 12 million people. The capital of Turkmenistan is Ashgabat, which translates as City of Love. In the ethnogenesis of the Turkmens, ancient nomadic and semi-nomadic tribes that lived in the territory of modern Turkmenistan, such as the Dahai, Masajite, and Hephthalites, play an important role. Turkmens are also connected with the settled agricultural populations of Western Khwarezm, the Middle Amu Darya, and Northern Khorasan, which is reflected in their cultural heritage. The predominant haplogroup among Turkmens is Q1A, constituting 3/4 of the entire gene pool of the people, especially common in Karakalpakstan, Iran, and Afghanistan. This haplogroup is often found among Kazakh clans Kangli and Kulan Kipchaks, with a frequency ranging from 48 to 67.5%. The remaining quarter of the Turkmen gene pool consists of haplogroups H, R1b, R1a, and G2a with a frequency from 4 to 7%. The connection between Turkmens and Turks is very close. They are close relatives on a historical scale and descend from the tribal union of the Oghuz. Turks, Azerbaijanis, and Turkmens are descendants of the Oghuz tribes who came from the ancestral homeland of all Turks, Altai, to Central Asia in the 8th and 9th centuries. In the 6th and 7th centuries, the Oghuz were part of the unified Turkic Khaganate, which spread from China to the Sea of Azov. In the 9th and 10th centuries, the Oghuz created their own state and culture, continuing to influence the formation of the peoples of the region. The state on the territory of modern Kazakhstan was formed as a result of the mixing of the Oghuz with the ancient Persian population of the Oases. In the 11th century, the Seljuks captured Persia, Armenia, and Georgia. The Sultanate of the Great Seljuks was formed. In the year 1071, they defeated the army of the Byzantine Empire at Manzikert and established the Seljuk Sultanate in Asia Minor. Almost 4 centuries later, the Ottomans, one of the Turkic tribes of Asia Minor, finally destroyed Byzantium. This event changed the historical landscape of the region. What language do Turkmens speak? The Turkmen language belongs to the Oghuz Turkmen group and is part of the Turkic family, very close to Azerbaijani and Turkish languages. About 30 dialects and vernaculars are distinguished in the Turkmen language. The peculiarities of the language are especially noticeable in names, which often reflect weather and natural phenomena. The ancient progenitor of the people is considered one of the important ancestors who united various tribes and laid the foundations of Turkmen identity. There was Oghuz Khan, whose grandchildren became the progenitors of the 24 oldest Turkmen tribes. Later, clans were distinguished within them, and new tribes were formed. The largest tribes are Goklan, Salyar, Tekin, Yazir, Chavdur, Yomut, Alili, Ersuri. They played an important role in the history of Turkmenistan. The state emblem of Turkmenistan features 5 carpet patterns: Akalteke, Salyar, Ersuri, Chavdur, and Yomut. They symbolize the friendship and unity of the tribes. The Takens are considered the most warlike Turkmen tribes. Their name translates as mountain goats, emphasizing their strength and endurance. The bravery of the Takens was demonstrated in the fight against the Russian invaders. The battle at the Gayok Tepe fortress in 1881 was a turning point. During the 23-day confrontation, the Turkmens lost 6,000 horsemen and 8,000 women and children. It was a tragedy for the people. Here, the Russians suffered their only defeat at the beginning of the assault, facing desperate resistance from the Turkmens in the history of the conquest of Central Asia. The Takens were almost invulnerable from the territory of the Karakum Desert, which covers most of Turkmenistan. The name means black sand. In the years 1877 to 1879, 3 campaigns of Russian troops through the desert against the Takens ended in failures. In 1879, Tsar Alexander II appointed Mikhail Skobelev as the commander-in-chief of the Akalteke expedition. He began the operation now from the Caspian Sea side, paying special attention to material preparation and technical innovations for the upcoming campaign. Skobelev brought refrigeration and desalination units, balloons, experimental machine guns, and rocket mines to strengthen the Russian army. From the Caspian Sea, a railway was immediately started to supply the troops, ensuring effective logistics for the army. In 1880, Skobelev approached the walls of the citadel and began the siege, conducting it strictly according to the rules of military art. The brave Turkmens made desperate night sorties, cutting down more than 100 Russian soldiers to death during one of them. Skobelev relied on mining and explosive works, which proved effective since the Turkmens did not understand the mechanism of mines. The Turkmens thought that the Russians were digging an underground passage for infiltration, but in fact, a powerful explosion was being prepared. On January 12, 1881, a powerful explosion occurred, collapsing a large part of the fortress wall. Russian troops stormed Gayok Tepe, where the defenders fought to the death, neither surrendering nor asking for mercy. Out of 10,000 defenders, more than half perished, and some scattered into the desert after the defeat. After the conquest, the Turkmen territory was named the Trans-Caspian region of the Russian Empire. In Turkmenistan, January 12th is annually observed as Remembrance Day, Khatira Guni, for the fallen defenders of Gayok Tepe. A memorial mosque was built on the territory of the Gayok Tepe fortress, where a prayer service is held in memory of the heroes. Turkmenistan is like North Korea and Turkmenia are among the most closed countries in the world. Both adhere to exotic ideologies and cultivate a cult of personality around their supreme leaders. In North Korea, the Yuche ideology is officially followed. The Turkmen ideology, described in the book Runama, resembles Yuche in its pomp and pathos. The book Runama declared Turkmens the sole direct heirs of the Oghuz and the creators of the Parthian Empire, which stood against ancient Rome for 400 years. According to Roman historians, Parthia was founded by the Scythians, a people of Iranian origin. Turks appeared in these lands only several centuries later. Until Nyazov's death in 2006, Ruknama was studied as a core school subject, and a giant monument to the book was erected in Ashgabat. Statues of Nyazov stood in all Turkmen cities. His portraits were everywhere, on banknotes, coins, stamps, and front pages of newspapers. A new calendar appeared in Turkmenistan. The year does not start in January, but with the month Turkmenbashi, which means head of the Turkmen. The name Turkmenbashi was given to mountain peaks, streets, hotels, and there were even plans to rename the entire country after it. Alongside the renaming of the country, Nyazov began shaping his people by introducing total censorship in the mass media. At the everyday level, censorship limited information, forming a unified official version of events and suppressing dissent. In Turkmenistan, informal hairstyles were banned, strict dress codes were introduced in schools and universities, and women were required to wear national dresses and braid their hair. Golden teeth were also banned. Turkmenbashi abolished ballet, opera, and circus, and later prohibited non-traditional music on television, radio, and in public places. After Turkmenbashi's death in 2006, the throne was taken by Gurbanguly Berdimuhamedov, who was called Arkadagh, meaning protector. The elections were fair. He received 89% of the votes. Berdimuhamedov restored ballet, circus, opera, and allowed golden teeth. Portraits of Turkmenbashi on the money were replaced with images of Turkmen sages and poets, but soon portraits of Gurbanguly began to adorn everything around. Statues of Gurbanguly are installed in city squares, creating a cult of personality and nationalist pathos understandable only within the country. The goal of such measures is to create a Turkmen nation out of an amorphous union of tribes and clans, as Turkmens consider themselves a nation of tribes. Whether it will be possible to build a unified nation from disparate tribes will be shown by time and the further development of events in Turkmenistan.